Hey everybody, welcome back to the Next Generation podcast. I know that you guys haven't heard from me in months. I haven't made a video. I am dealing with a lot in my personal life. I don't really want to divulge any of that information right now. And I've also been focusing on school. I finished my first semester back at college just a few weeks ago. And I just got back my grades, and you guys will be proud to know that I got straight A's and a 4.0 GPA. So I'm very happy. I'm thankful to God for just getting me through my first semester, and it was a tough one, and not really just necessarily the studies, but it was tough because of quarantine and then the things that I'm dealing with personally. So I just thank God. I hope all of you are doing well and that your family, your loved ones are safe during quarantine. Well, not quarantine. Well, since the start of the virus. And I hope that you guys are still practicing social distancing. I know some places, some countries, some states have opened up. But still, I'm urging you guys to be careful. Keep your distance. Wear your masks. If you're going to social gatherings, keep your distance, have your mask, wash your hands thoroughly, keep cleaning your products when you get them from the store or wherever. And if you don't feel well, stay home. Okay, so I touched on that. With the current climate of the world, I know that you guys are seeing, ever since it was Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd that really just sparked this whole movement that is starting right now. And with the current climate of the world and what I'm dealing with, this is a very heartbreaking and touchy topic for me, because I really do take racism and what's happening to my people very seriously. And I've kind of really, I don't want to say that I've been ignoring it, but I've really been trying to not put all my energy into it, because being that I'm dealing with a lot right now, adding this onto my plate is just really a lot. And I really need time to process everything that's going on, because this is real life, y'all. This is a race war that's happening right now. And maybe soon I will talk about my thoughts and feelings, but I just urge you guys, it's not that, for those of you who care anyway, it's not that I'm trying to ignore what's going on, but I really it's something that I need to take time to process, and I hope that you can understand that. If you don't, I really don't know what else to say. But yeah, so I'm coming today because this is something very touching in the MJ community. This is something serious. No, I don't really see enough people talking about it, and I wasn't even aware up until a few days ago about what's going on. And there's probably some of you who don't know what's going on, just as I didn't know, because me personally, I don't, outside of here, I don't really talk to much people within the MJ community, because I don't really know. There's a reason for it. I really just don't. So I know there's a lot of you that do. Maybe you guys know, and then maybe there's some of you like me who don't know. So I don't know if any of you guys follow Michael Trapson. He is an MJ impersonator. I wouldn't really say impersonator. I would say that he uses, I guess you could say impersonator. He uses Michael's likeness in the most unique way compared to any impersonators that I've seen, because all impersonators that I've seen strictly just emulate Michael Jackson. They copy his moves, they copy his voice, makeup, everything, outfits. While Michael Trapson, he, yes, dresses like Michael, speaks like Michael, but it's not all that. It's not all just strictly Michael. He uses Michael's likeness to make what I call, it's kind of like comedy. He makes these really funny songs, really catchy songs. And he's just really all about positivity, and he really, 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 truly loves Michael Jackson fans. He speaks to them, he engages with them, gets them to be in his videos. He's always spreading positivity, and I just really just love that about him. And if you guys haven't, I remember when he first came out, I was like, oh, it's another one of those. But then, like, when I really watched him, I'm like, no, he's really dope. Like, he's so cool. So if any of you haven't watched him, or maybe thought a certain way about him like I did at first, watch him. Like, he's amazing. He's amazing. Last year with the whole Leaving Neverland situation, he was really about bringing Michael's name, bringing him justice, and had Brandy Jackson on for an interview, and he's just really all about protecting Michael's legacy and doing it in his own way, which is what I love about him. So the other day on Instagram, he posted something about Casanova. I had totally forgotten about Casanova. I haven't thought about Casanova since maybe freshman year of high school or like middle school. I haven't thought about Casanova. And Trapson had posted something about Casanova and him preying on young girls. And I'm like, wait, whoa, what the fuck? Like, what is this about? So I'm going to post the picture here, and I urge you guys to go on Trapson's Instagram and look at his videos before anything happens, before it gets taken down, before anything. Please go rush to watch his video. What is it called? I'm going to, can I link it? I'll try to link it. Where he did an Instagram live, and he had three women, young women, who said that who said that Casanova was preying on them. And two out of the three women, they said that it started off on MySpace. And that actually makes so much sense, because that was, you can say, the height of his career. During that time, MySpace was still relevant and people were using it. And then the youngest one, hers started out on, it was through Instagram. And all of their stories were pretty much similar. They're all around the same age. 2 out of the 3 were 14. And the other one, how old was she when this started? I can't tell you when it started, because I don't know if she said it. Her audio in the live was really like glitchy. So if you guys can fill me in more on what she said, if you could understand better, because my ears are terrible. But she looks very, very young. I believe she said she was 17, I believe, when the part that she showed of her messages was shown. She said she was 17. I don't know when all the other stuff started. I cannot tell you. I hope I'm not getting the story mixed up. But it's funny to me, because the messages that were shown, and also Trapson had posted it on his Instagram, the young lady's messages with Casanova, he said to her that she looks 13, and still continued on with the conversation. And, you know, I'm all about providing the proof for us to be able to believe you. Obviously, when claims are made, it should be taken seriously for 2 reasons: for the accuser and accuser/victim, if they really are a victim, and for the accused. Now, the two older women, they were young when this happened, and this was MySpace, so I don't know where exactly they're going to get this information from. I don't know how, but they're all from different parts of the world. And Trapson felt so strongly about this because, I'm sorry, they're doing fireworks outside. Trapson said that he's heard about these stories about these women talking about when they were teenagers, how ECAS was preying on them and talking to them and being creepy. And he just thought, accusations, I'm not going to get into it. But he said enough was enough. I guess there was probably messages sent to him. He said there's a lot more messages, a lot more victims/accusers, and that there are more like ECAS, more impersonators that are being creepy. I don't know in what sense. I don't know what exactly Trapson was getting into, but he's saying there's more in the community. And I truly feel, first of all, let me back up a little bit. Some of the comments under the Instagram live were really disgusting, and I'm very, very disappointed in the community. The reason why I'm disappointed in some of the members of the community is because it was three women that joined the live, and there was also another woman. She wasn't a victim of any kind, but she was actually, I guess you can call, I don't even want to use a mediator, but she was someone that these women were coming to with these stories, telling her what was happening with them in ECAS. And their stories were pretty much all the same. A lot of them stems from MySpace. A lot of them were 14, 13 years old. So there was one in particular, the last one, who was actually a friend of Trapson, and she said that she has known ECAS since she was 14. She's almost 30 now, and she's kept this a secret because she personally didn't care that she was talking to a grown man. That was her words. And she basically was being, I'm going to use allegedly, but I really do believe it. Allegedly, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. She had this relationship with him from since she was 14 years old, kept it a secret, met him. I don't know at what age did she actually meet him, but she did meet him, had several pictures with him, spoke very highly of him to Trapson. And then I guess when all of these stories were coming out, that's when she spoke her truth about what happened and didn't really realize that she was being groomed. And her and Casanova had stopped talking. They stopped talking because she became cool with Trapson, and she was wearing his jacket, and ECAS got upset with her and cut off communication with her. Now, I find this whole thing very funny, and the behavior is really not that uncommon with people like this because they really are narcissistic. And it's funny because Trapson proved at least the narcissism of ECAS. So he cut out communication with the young lady because she was wearing Trapson's jacket. And then Trapson showed these screenshots of conversations that he's had with ECAS, and I'm going to put them in the video. Had these conversations about how, he liked what Trapson is doing. This is what he said at the beginning. Basically kind of like a keep up the good work. And was talking about how he can't believe that he's doing an interview with Brandy, and basically just jealous because Trapson was able to get an interview with Brandy. I guess ECAS felt a way about that because it's kind of showing that, like, no one is looking for you anymore. It kind of made him feel like, I guess, his impersonation career is over because nobody is turning to him. Then it's telling Trapson that he's not showing MJ in a good light because Trapson is a quote-unquote ghetto ratchet. Let me look at the picture actually. I'm sorry, guys. Did I screenshot it? I should have it. I'm gonna look for it. I don't have the screenshots exactly on my phone. I'm gonna grab them. Make sure I put them in the video. But basically said that Trapson was ratchet and not showing MJ in the right light because of the way that Trapson decides to express himself. And it was all jealousy, all jealousy. So, and I feel like it has nothing to do with how Trapson is carrying himself or decides to express himself. I just feel that because Trapson found what works for him, that he still wants to show his trap side, where he comes from, what he identifies with, and also show his love for Michael at the same time. So Trapson, that's why I say I like him, because he's so unique, because he was able to find out what works for him. And ECAS pretty much just spent his life, or I guess his career, devoted to being Michael. And I feel that ECAS feels that he's so Michael-esque, that he should have things handed to him. And the way that he was speaking to the young lady, she deleted the messages that she had sent. Who knows why? Maybe she's embarrassed. I'm not blaming her. I'm not shaming her, nothing, because that's her business. You get what I'm saying? But he was writing her in a way like, I guess we'll never meet. Or then book a flight then. The way that he was talking to her, and it's kind of like, you just want to get what you want. And when you don't get what you want, that's when you start treating people harshly. Just like he did with the last girl when she wore Trapson's jacket and the guy got jealous and blocked her. So when this whole thing was going on, when she was telling her truth, somebody was in the Instagram live who was, it could have very well been ECAS, but someone was in the live, maybe reporting to him and telling him what was being said, or he was in there, and then he started messaging. He unblocked the young lady and wrote her and was just harassing her, saying, I can't believe you're doing this, and all this other stuff. So I believe the women that were telling her story, and especially the last one who's actually friends with Trapson, because she was crying to the point that she had to like stop. She had to leave. And that's no performance. And her face when ECAS was writing her, just like, you just see just the complete, like, she still at the end of the day had love for him, even though he did her wrong and is doing some creepy, and wrong things. She said, I still have love for him because he was my friend. And then he's writing her, and then the look on her face, like, I can't even just give you the words. She was just, I don't know. But this guy is a narcissist. It's clear. Like I said, there's no proof that he actually had any physical, sexual, like, intercourse or anything. There's no proof of that. Nobody is saying that. But it's evident that he is having these inappropriate conversations with these females online, and underage, mind you. And the one that we actually have proof of so far, that we actually see, is the woman, the young lady from Brazil. And people are saying, there's a lot of Casanova fans who are saying, Casanova, let me fix that because there's a rapper named Casanova, Casanova fans who aren't believing this, and they're saying this is just like with Michael and all those other things. Let's scratch that, because Casanova has nothing to give anybody. Just like Trapson said, there is no financial interest or gain in this. It's very clear that they just want to protect the people, the young women, the kids in the community. That's all that it is, and that's all that it's about. And you can't say or feel otherwise, because what is there to gain? You can't even find freaking Casanova anywhere. He doesn't have much followers on Instagram. Nobody's checking for him. What gain is there to get? So badly, fans are trying to get the whole theme and ideas of pedophilia and molestation out of the community. I'm pretty sure these women also, not just because they made friends with him, but because they didn't want to shed a bad light on the community, because Michael has already been accused. So obviously, and for all the naysayers or people who believe that, like, I guess because quote unquote Michael was one, that his followers are them too, and blah blah blah. In any group, any fandom, anything, there is going to be the bad ones. There's going to be the people that use, it's kind of like, just like with the whole I guess you can say, I'm not even going to talk about that. But it's kind of like when people are trying to do a good thing, and then people use that movement or use that thing to do something bad. You know what I'm saying? For their own gain, and then use it in the name of whatever they're fighting for, quote unquote, or what is being fought. Is the same thing. So you're always going to find those people. And so you can't just blame the community as a whole. But what I will say is that members of the community need to actually open their eyes to seeing what is going on and stop. I'm just so annoyed with people being obsessed with Michael's likeness and his image that you can't see the truth. You can't see that this guy is actually harassing women online. Not women, excuse me, underage females online. And I really tried with the woman, the young lady from Brazil. I really tried to screenshot because she was showing that her messages were from Casanova, Casanova. But you could see, like, it was so, like, the service was, really bad. So I screenshot, but I really couldn't make out what I was seeing, like, completely. But you can tell that what was written, because this was just a few days ago, you can tell what was in his bio at the time isn't what it is now, because now it's saying you must be 21 and over, and that he's not accepting any friend requests at the moment. So I don't know if he's feeling guilty about something. Obviously must be. It's really crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? And listen, y'all, open your eyes to what's really going on. I know that you don't want to make there's already enough stigmas in the community as it is, and we don't want any more, but truth is truth, fact is fact. Trapson said that there's a lot more impersonators or people in the community that are doing wrong, and we need to get it out the community, because what does that say about us if we let these things run rampant? There are so many of us who claim to say, oh, what happened with Michael's situation, if I ever knew anybody who's actually doing that to kids, I would call them out, I would do this, I would do that. Where are y'all? Where are you guys? Why aren't you guys saying anything? These are the same people who are in the comments saying that the girls are lying or saying they don't believe this, there's no proof, there's no this and that. This is not the same at all, the same situation as Michael's accusers. These are not the same, because it has been proven that the interest, that the motive was money. It was all money. It's already been proven. We know that for a fact. As a community, we all agreed that it was about money, and it's been proven because this is what the people wanted. It was an extortion scheme. But what exactly is the motive of the women, well, the now women of Casanova? It's not the same thing. So let's stop comparing them. Just because he acts like Michael doesn't mean that he's Michael. Like, it has to stop. So if you guys know anything about Casanova, you can tell me on Facebook. I'll try to get to your message. If I don't, go to Michael Trapson. Tell him. If you don't feel comfortable telling him, go to Krista MJ, because she has actually been, her DMs have been open for victims or accusers, whatever the word that you want to use, because I know some people don't like to use the word victims, but those who were affected. She has been an ear to listen, and has been writing. And whenever you're ready, share your story. Like, you have to, because it's not just listen. I don't know, like I said, and like Trapson was saying, we're not saying that ECAS was out here, molesting these women or these children. I have to stop calling them women. I'm saying women because they're women now, but I'm not saying that he was molesting them. I'm not saying that he raped them, but certainly there was grooming and inappropriate conversation, and he manipulated them, because once he didn't get what he wanted, that was it. You know what I mean? And used Michael's likeness to do that. And we don't want to destroy Michael's legacy, because that's what he is doing. That is what he is doing. I don't know if he's meeting up with these girls, because he's real old now. Real old now, child. So I don't know if he's still meeting up with them, but we have to keep an eye out just in case he is, and also keep an eye out for other people who could be doing the same thing that he was doing. And look at his name, Casanova. What is a Casanova? Somebody who not manipulates, someone who seduces women and has multiple partners. Come on, it's all in the name, guys. All in the name. You guys gotta pay attention. So yeah, Casanova, ECAS, whatever your name is. What's his first name? Let's find his first name. I know his last name is Evans. Eric Evans, I think, is his name. If you really did this, which I believe that you did, shame on you. Eric Evans, that's his name. Shame on you if you really did this. Pretty sure that you did. And then had the nerve to harass that young lady after she was telling her story. In the middle of her telling her story. How dare you? And all the other people who were saying that this couldn't be true and defending him. Like I said, stop using Michael's story as that it's everybody else's story, because we know that it's not the same. We know that what happened to Michael isn't what's happening to everybody. The reason why it happened to Michael and in the way that it happened to him is specifically designed. It was designed because of his status and because of his money. That's why it was done the way that it was done. But this, what is there to gain from this crap? Who the hell is he? He's nobody. You know what I'm saying? He's no one. So stop the foolishness. So yeah, like I said, if you guys want to talk to me about this, my Facebook is open. Comments are open. Go to Michael Trapson or go to Krista MJ. I will link everything in the description. That's all I want to say. Until next time, see you later.